Hi everybody. This week is going to be my safety assignment video. Um, when I think about safety and at work, there are always safety risks, at least within the specific work that I do. And within the realm of mental health, you never know when a crisis could approach. I worked in Child Protective Services for a time, and so at that time we did enter the home, oftentimes alone, to assess a family and their safety and, assess allegations of abuse and neglect. In my current role, in the job that I'm using my internship for, I enter clients' homes. So that's a very vulnerable setting. Um, all of my residents are clients that live within a supported living environment. So they all have their own independent apartment and it's attached to a staff space. So there's staff there 24/7. So a lot of the work that I do is crisis intervention work. And so that typically means that I am in a client's apartment and, they could go into crisis at any given moment. So a lot of the things that we talk about, and we discuss safety constantly, um, with my field instructor, with my supervisor for my position, and myself as a supervisor in my position with my staff, we constantly assess safety, positioning when you're in somebody's apartment, not putting yourself in a position so that if they were to become escalated and potentially violent, that you can't escape. So always knowing where your doors are, where your ways of egress, your exits are when you're in their apartment. All of our clients have individual response plans. So basically, it's a plan that outlines step A through Z of how to support them, early warning signs, triggers, anything that could help us predict when a crisis might arise. But of course, that's never 100% foolproof. So, we're constantly talking about ways we are trained in MANT, which is a verbal de-escalation technique. We are a completely hands-off agency, so if there is a client that does become escalated or aggressive, we remove ourselves from the situation and call outside entities if that's warranted. So police, EMS, fire, crisis, whatever that may look like. So, it's just something that we constantly are assessing. And it's something that when we're bringing new folks on, that we're talking to them about, being aware of your surroundings, getting to know the clients, getting to know really what triggers them. None of our residents have pets, so that takes away kind of that variable, but there are also safety risks in terms of how the clients maintain their units, right? So, barriers, things to trip over. Do they kind of have a hard time keeping their unit tidy? Safety for me is beyond physical safety, but also, or a client becoming aggressive or the potential of me being harmed within my work. But also, slips, trips, and falls. Someone has clutter in their apartment and you take a step back and trip over a box, and next thing you know, you're on the floor, with a back injury. So it's a constant area of assessment within my agency, and I really appreciate that about them. Very cognizant, very aware. And also, it's like I said, a risk of kind of what we do. I've worked in residential facilities and had enough hair pulled out of my head to make 3 wigs. How I have any left is beyond me. I have scars on my hands from clients who were aggressive. And, to some degree, that is a risk that we run. But of course, safety, keeping ourselves safe, keeping those who work for the agency safe, and our clients safe is a top priority. So, I think that it's always a way that it's something that can be talked about and addressed and looked at. But overall, within my agency, I don't have any, neglectful concerns around safety. Like, there's not anything that I could identify that is an unmet need or variable when it comes to ensuring and doing the best that they can to ensure safety within the agency and for their employees.